Howdy folks, how's it going? I'm doing a quick, it's live on Friday technically. Right now it's Friday, no, I don't think it's going to be Friday when you get this. I think this is probably dropping on Monday. But anyway, because the video's already dropped for Friday, so I'm doing this one now because I've got a little bit of time before the family arrives a bit later this afternoon. I've just done a bit of tidying up and got the place spruced up so the missus is happy, which means more chance of everybody having a great, nice weekend. But anyway, I'm going to sit down and have a quick drink, and I thought I might as well have this, take this opportunity while I'm at it. So, two things have prompted today's video. I'm going to talk about them shortly. But before I do, big shout out to Little John's Patreons. Guys, thank you as always for your support. Links down the bottom to Patreon. If you want to jump on, have a look, see what it's about. Might be just the thing for you. Other than that, if you aren't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button down there in the corner. If you are subscribed, so thank you very much. And hit the like button down there as well. So anyway, what I want to have just a quick chat about is beer snobs. Beer snobs. We all know them, we know about them, we've all seen some. You see them about. Some of us have been beer snobs. Some of us are possibly still beer snobs. And it's a funny thing, and this is what sort of leading into this video. People become beer snobs for all sorts of different reasons, but the essential characteristic of the beer snob is that someone thinks that the beer they drink is better than the beer that somebody else drinks. So in essence, they think that other people drink shit beer and they like to let them know about it. Because they think that those people should drink better beer. The thing we find now is that people can drink better beer. How does this work with the beer snobs? Now, if you follow the Facebook page, you would have seen a picture of this a couple of weeks ago. Where I tried this with the brother-in-law and the son-in-law, not Danny Wollongong, to try it out. And this was in response to the hoo-ha that's happened with this, with running 6 in the Gab's top 100 craft beers for 2022. And it's caused a ruffle in the whole craft beer world because, well, for several reasons. One, it's not, a lot of people are saying it's not a craft beer. Why they're saying it's not a craft beer? Because it's a lager. I don't know. It's made by Torquay Brewing Company. I think that's what, I'm not sure exactly what the name is. I've got an article here about it. But they, for all intents, classify as a craft beer brewery. So the beer snob is kicking in straight away because it's not craft beer, but it is craft beer. But it can't be, it's lager and it doesn't taste good. Does that mean it can't be craft beer though? Now, they go front and front, this isn't craft beer. These are the same people that I can pretty much tell you, if you offered them a Rattenhund from Hop Nation, their lager, they'd happily drink it craft beer, Hop Nation. You give them a lager from Dayton, Deeds, any number of craft beer breweries, and they're probably happily going to go, it's a craft beer. But this one, for some reason, doesn't count as craft beer. I think it ticks the boxes. It's made by a small beer company that's independent. Well, as far as I know, they're independent. They're not owned by a mega swill company. So, small brewery crafts this beer. That makes it craft beer, which means it doesn't qualify for snobbery from that perspective. The other angle is it just a shit beer? And this is where most of your beer snobbery comes from, about shit beer. I've been guilty of it for a long time, and I still do sometimes. And a lot of people do it. When I got back into the brewing and I really started getting into the craft beer and experimenting with my brewing and my drinking, when I was exploring, I started discovering all this really great beer with lovely flavours and different aromas and different things going on, malts and hops and yeast characters. Those simple mega swore beers certainly cop some flack, and people who drank them cop some flack. I was quite happy to tell someone that the beer they were drinking was shit. I've grown since then, and have taken on board the fact that everyone's entitled to drink what they want to fucking drink. Same as everyone's entitled to drive whatever car they want to drive. It doesn't matter if I think bloody a Mini's a crap car. If someone likes to drive a Mini and they want to drive a Mini, well fine, drive a Mini. That doesn't warrant them or justify anybody giving them shit just because they've made a decision which is different to their own. So by and large, and as a whole, we shouldn't be slagging people and slagging their beers off under the guise of beer snobbery. But flowing on from that, let's talk about this beer. Now, as I said, it caused a ruckus. I hadn't heard of this beer until Christmas. My brother-in-law was talking about it at Christmas. This beer that was out. There's a lot of hype about it, and they're all talking about it. And his local bottle shop had told him to try it. It's all the rage. He hadn't tried it, and he was asking me whether I'd tried it. And I said I hadn't even seen it. And it was funny. His comment at the time was he was talking to the lady. I think it was a lady at the bottle shop, and she's suggesting he should try it because everyone's telling him it's great. He said, "Do you drink it?" And she said, "No." And he said, "Well, that's good enough for me." So there it was. Go forward a few weeks, basically about a month ago, middle of January, Gabs 100 comes up, bang, this fella drops at number 6. Number 6. That's a fucking lot of craft beer, really good craft beer that is above. Now, and this is where a lot of people will start slagging off Gabs as the top 100 as a viable thing, as anything that's worth anything. Basically, it comes back down to, okay, it's a popularity contest, which of course it is. That any top 100 is a popularity contest. That's what it's about. Which beer is most popular? It's ridiculous in my mind that people even go to that sort of thought process in that contest. That contest gets swayed by market availability of beer. That in itself drives popularity. A beer that is not available in many bottle shops cannot be popular. That just doesn't add up. It may be the best beer in the world, but if you can't buy it, it doesn't become popular. This is available, and this is exactly why. This was done by bunch of fellas, not bunch is a little bit the big term. There's two of them. The Inspired, I think it's the Inspired Unemployed. Yeah, that's what they are. He started off as with an Instagram page doing Aussie satire, taking the piss out of stuff. And they've got a big following, and they're quite good at what they do. So they were approached by Torquay Brewing initially a while back to do a comedy set at a beer festival. And herein came the connection. A pair of larrikins, beer company. These two came together and suddenly they've created a beer. Obviously Torquay weren't stupid. These guys have got a big popularity. Let's bung a beer out with them attached to. Probably going to sell like hotcakes. And it fucking did. Well, they haven't sold like hotcakes and stuff, but it sold reasonably well. But the thing is, it sold well enough. Now the story I've got here, this is just a short story, just saying about how it all started. This is where I'm getting this information about. But the crazy thing is, this beer didn't hit bottle shops until November 12th, 2021. So here at the end of the thing. It'll be available at Dan Murphy's BWS independent bottle shops from Friday, November 12th. November. It had not much more than about 6 weeks to rack up votes in the Gabs Top 100. And it racked up enough in 6 weeks to be number 6. I would quite happily put all of anybody's fucking next pay packet on the fact that if this beer had been out since June, it would have been number 1. And that's fucking scary. That is really scary. Because it's shit beer. There's no other way around it. No, sorry. It's not shit. It's just not good. Reading this article and a little bit of chat from these two fellas, this beer has achieved exactly what they were intending to. It's got no carbs, it's got no sugar left over, low calorie, it's light, it's easy drinking. They wanted to liken it to being a healthy beer. Which is a stretch. It just has got no carbs and bloody whatnot. Doesn't really allow you to put into a healthy category. But again, that's the fucking joking nature of these two fellas. Comment here. Some of their friends have reported it as being as smooth as Michael Jackson and the Breakfast of Champions. Now, as they comment, their mates all liked it, but as we all know as home brewers, more often than not, your mates will tell you your beer's fantastic if they're getting it for free. So, but, as I said, from that angle, they've created what they wanted. Problem is, it's just another bloody example of how marketing and social media and the influence that it has on people, how easily it drives the marketplace. This is a beer with little to no flavour. There's more bitterness in a half-shot fucking latte. It is very, very soft. It is very light. It is very uninteresting. The other weekend when we were trying this, the brother-in-law said it tasted, he felt like he was drinking beer flavoured soda water, which is, pretty close as far as an interpretation goes. Beer flavoured soda water, because it's got a beer flavour but doesn't feel like you're drinking beer as such. The wife, He doesn't drink very often, but really enjoys picking flavours and describing what she's tasting in a beer. Drank it and looked at me. He took a mouthful, looked at me, raised an eyebrow, took another sip, put it down, and just looked at me square in the eye and said, "It's got no flavour. I can't taste anything." And that's pretty much it. There is so little taste in that. It is nothing. I commented after about halfway through getting from, I said, this is a beer for people who don't like beer. So those people who want to be drinking beer with their mates but don't like beer, would rather be drinking cider or a alcopop or a vodka cruiser, whatever it is, but for whatever reason don't want to, maybe because they get fucking ridiculed or they get harassed by the beer snobs, but for whatever reason it is, they choose to drink that instead of thinking, oh, I'm drinking beer. Yeah, well, I'm paid to tell you, you're not drinking beer. That's what you're drinking. You're not drinking beer. This should actually have, where it says better beer, what it needs to have, this is a marketing, this is how the marketing should be on this. And this is where I've said it many times, where I fucking hate beer can wankery. But this, and I hope that shows up, is exactly how this can should be. It should have a fucking arrow on it, pointing, because whatever's next, doesn't matter what's next to it. Whatever's next to that in the fucking beer fridge at the shop is better beer than that. Could be Iron Jack, it's better beer. Could be Great Northern, it's better beer. So, there's me beer snob. There's me, beer snob. Saw it today at Woolies this morning. $60 a carton. Now you can fuck off. $60. No fucking chance. I'm drinking any number. By any number of other beers, I mean any other fucking beer instead of that, if I've got a fucking option. If that is my only beer option, let me tell you I'm looking for something else, if I can. That's it. Not a bad beer. That's just not a fucking good beer. It's got nothing, there is nothing going for it for anybody who wants to drink a beer. You don't want to drink a beer? Fine. It's right up your alley. What these as you see for Canadian Club over beer. These guys could do the same fucking ad. They really could. So if you're over beer, drink that. But anyway, guys, that's it. A gripe? Maybe it's a gripe, I don't know. But I've wanted to do a video on this since I got it. I kept one can aside. Didn't really know how I was going to approach it because I didn't want to just do a single can beer review on it because it doesn't warrant a single can beer review. But tied in nicely with the whole beer snob thing. So if you're out and about, people drinking beer that they choose to drink, don't give them shit for it. No. Don't ask them why they drink what they're drinking or suggest they drink something else. Maybe when you go to get another beer out of the fridge, grab them something else and just hand it to them. I don't know too many people who, if you hand them a beer, won't drink it. So, at the very least, you can use your beer snobbery in a polite way to introduce someone to another beer. But then don't go into a big massive conversation about the beer, just fucking drink the beer. Let them come to you. Let them say, hey, this is different. What's that I can taste in there? And you go, that's beer you can taste. Have a conversation. Don't fucking start the conversation. Let them start the conversation. That makes you a fucking beer educator, not a beer snob. Fine line. Tread it carefully. Or fucking tread on fucking over it. Who gives a fuck if you do? Some people need to be told their beer choices suck. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here. I'm hoping I've had a good weekend. I'm pretty sure I would have. Jimmy, big Jim up the coast, mate. Hope you had a good birthday yesterday. Happy 40th, mate. Hope you're recovered. I imagine you're probably still a bit seedy today. Anyway, everybody else, as always, thank you. So until I see you again, we're brewing beer, we're drinking beer, or we talking beer, good brewing.